It's been a long road, a long and a rough ride. We struggled through sickness, mental breakdowns, lost loved ones. We lost another one this morning. Well respected elder at home. So hard. We gotta get home. We gotta get home. Our children are suffering. We're suffering. We're trying to keep each other intact as leaders, as supporters. And yet we have to face and talk to regional office, provincial office, federal office, Canada as a whole. Up to now, statistics say that we're on 112 days out of Pakirawagat. As a little boy, I left home at 6 years old to go to residential school. 10 months, just as painful. Today, I go through that pain of missing home. My backyard, it burned. The province let it burn. I'm burnt out. But I got a strong will. I got my brothers, my sisters, my nephew. They keep me strong-willed. They help me a lot by being by my side. My counselors go through the same thing. Our elders go through the same thing. Comfort is not easy to find when you're in a concrete jungle. We find comfort at home in the bush, amongst the trees, the rocks, the water. Listen to the water, so peaceful. Here you traffic, zoom by trucks, trains, jet planes, not the birds. So heartbreaking. Yet, the country talks about mineral extraction, gold mines, oil wells, industry, talking about trillions. All I asked for was a mere $8 million to buy me a generator so I can get my people home. And they can take as long as they want to restore that power line. That power line was neglected, it was under maintenance. We had trouble since 1985 when it first came into play. When the first switch was on, we had nothing but trouble. Every winter, in the cold of winter, we go through power outages. We have adjusted to that, but why should we have to? Today I struggle to realize, I struggle to recognize, I don't believe it, that nobody can come in and say, okay, Chief Bear, Pakirawagan, I'm going to get you a generator. The water, they destroyed our water. They destroyed my banks. Everything they possibly destroyed by using a water source to generate power, to make revenues. And look at us. Look at us here in Pakirawagan. We're right in the middle of extraction country. There's cities that were born around us, and they leave behind ghost towns, abandoned mines. They've taken our water. We suffer. As a commercial fisherman, 55 years I lived on that river. 55 years I've taught my daughter, my grandchildren, my sons, and my friends. I was taught by my elders to show good work ethics, how to live off the land, how to fish, how to trap, how to preserve your food. That's what I was taught. I passed it on. But I cannot pass this pain on to. There has to be a solution. There has to be a solution with all the activity around us. There's got to be some way to ease the pain, we can live in comfort. If they can't give us power today, it's very hard to adjust our little ones. They're all animation. But we still strive to tell them, you gotta be able to live without hydroelectric. But today, I'm fighting for hydroelectric. All forms of government, all levels of government. I started this 2 weeks ago, and the first announcement was way back in July. I left Pukatawaga May the 26th for a convention with Grand Chief Sati here. I haven't been home. He's still by my side, and I'm still sitting beside him, struggling, trying to get home with power electricity on the horizon. I know there's hope there somewhere. It's not a miracle. We just got to work with us. Hear us out. Hear us out. And help us get home. Please. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Glenn Dumas. I'm the Fire Chief and EMO Director for Mathias Colomb Cree Nation. I have done this job for 30 years plus as a first responder. Today I find myself in a battle for the lives of the Mathias Colomb Cree Nation, and it seems like we're losing. So far, up to date, we have lost 12 members, some that didn't even make it into this world. I'm a lifesaver. I save lives. And today I find myself losing a battle because of hydro and the governments not willing to work together to help ease the suffering and the pain of Mathias Colomb Cree Nation members. I came out of Pukatawagan on June 8th. On that day, I had reported that we had lost 50 poles just within the community alone. That is the day that they should have provided a generator for us. I feel for my Chief Bear, what he's going through. I see him struggling, negotiations. Today I'm asking everybody that's out there that's capable of helping us to step up, even with your voice, even with your hand. Stand with us and side with us and come and ease the suffering and the pain of Mathias Colomb Cree Nation members. The government has spent over $160 million keeping the Mathias Colomb Cree Nation members in Niagara Falls, in Winnipeg, the Paw, Brandon, and wherever else they placed our people. 160 million is what I came up with a number. And there's a big difference with 8 million and $160 million. The generator is only $8 million compared to the $160 million that's been spent. And if we happen to be here till December, that's another 160 million. Something is wrong here. I want to send a message to Indigenous Services Canada and the Government of Canada and the Government of Manitoba, because yesterday we received a letter that stated they were given the responsibility to Manitoba Hydro. Do not forget, folks, it is not with Manitoba Hydro that Mathias Colomb Cree Nation members have a treaty with. It's with Canada and the federal government. You have to step up and do your job. The lives of Mathias Colomb Cree Nation members matter, and they need your assistance today. I've lost 12, I don't want to lose anymore. As I stated at the beginning, I'm a lifesaver. Help me save lives. Stop this. Politics has no business in emergency management. You're supposed to be helping me, not work against me. That is what I'm asking for today here, for the benefit and health and safety of every child, adult, and elder in Mathias Colomb Cree Nation members. I'm losing a battle and I need your help. Step up or step out of the way and let somebody else that can do the job do it. Thank you very much.
At least 110 days have passed since the Mathias Colomb Cree Nation were forced out of their community because their community was under a lot of threat and the fires were encroaching upon their nation. And ever since that time, they have lived in turmoil. They have felt a lot of distress and pain in this process. It was not until the Premier called a province-wide state of emergency that things began to move, because they were literally trapped in their nation. The fires were getting closer and closer. That's when they were forced to act. So 110 days has passed. The people are tired. The elders are crying. I've seen their tears. People are dying away from their traditional homelands, where they would have been put to rest in a way that is culturally appropriate around family. But that has not happened. They have a solution to get the power back on in their nation. They brought forth a way that they can take their people home. But no one wants to pay that $8 million that will take to get them home. I say to myself, where is the compassion? Where is the care that these people need? It's nowhere to be found. They have failed this nation. They have ultimately failed these people. They cry out. They ask for help, but nothing has happened. Nothing has changed. It's a shame. It's a shame how these people have been treated. We've sat in the legislature, we've sat in the same room with the ministers, and still nothing has changed. There's people that dictate what happens here behind the scenes. They're the ones that determine whether or not these people can go home or not. And those people are hurting these people. It's a shame. It is a shame. This should not be happening to any community in Manitoba, in Canada, but it's happening to a Cree Nation in our north, abandoned, neglected, and left to fend for themselves. It's time for action. 4 months is a long time. Today, there's children sitting in classrooms in the city of Winnipeg and every other place, excited about returning to school and getting through the year with a quality education that they deserve. But the kids of Mathias Colomb Cree Nation did not have that privilege. The elders of this nation, you could see it in their eyes, how tired they are, how tired they've been for 4 months. It's time to take them home. It's time to take them home. We have to take them home, and we must start today. We must do it today. Egusani.
My heart is with, my heart's been with Hollow Water, yesterday morning when I heard the news. So I just wanted to say that my heart is with the families and with Manitoba as you grieve. I also just want to say that I echo the words of my colleagues here at the table, and I stand with them. The Assembly of First Nations stands with Chief Bear and his community. And we also have to say that our hearts are with all evacuees that are still out there evacuated and as you return home. And this community wants to also go home. As Chief Garrison said, he said that there's little kids out there that are wanting to go to school just like the rest of our kids and our grandkids. And let's make that a reality today. And there's a simple solution here, and I know that the chief has been pushing. He's been pushing our office. He's been pushing everywhere that he can. He's doing a good job for his people. He's at the front lines fighting, and he's not stopping. He doesn't stop on anybody. And I lift up him for his leadership during this really difficult time. And I've seen this before where there was lots of delays. I come from a community back in 2011, and there was another community next that, so we, our community got to go home a lot quicker than other communities. And there was another community there that had devastating effects because their evacuation was far too many years, and it was hurtful to our people. And I don't want to see that happen to Mathias Colomb. I know that it's been 100 days already, 100 days too long. And we know that things take time to rebuild, especially when infrastructure has been neglected for a long time, like the chief had said. But let's sit together. And if you need, to Canada, to the province of Manitoba, and of course with Manitoba First Nations here and the nation itself, create that trilateral table ASAP, like today, and get it moving and figure this out. It shouldn't be that difficult. And instead of playing ball on who's gonna, just like kids throwing a ball at each other, get your people to the table and create a trilateral table today, by the end of the day today, so that the chief has this issue organized and done, and work with the, Mathias Colomb to make sure that they're moving ahead, that they're moving in the right way, and that they're getting their people back home quicker. And their people are waiting, and they want to get home, just like the rest of us. When, even just being away for a few days, you want to get home. Imagine that, 100 days already. So, look, we stand there and we support this community to get moving on this, and we do call for all of you to get to the same table, not talking in silos, but coming all together and getting this done and completed. Thank you.
I just want to say thank you to everyone that's here and supporting Chief Bear and his nation. We're talking about a very important discussion in the return home of a nation. And as Grand Chief Sati has said, 100+ days that they have been away from their home. That's a long time. And Chief Bear has a plan. He has a plan. He has everything set up. He has the company. He has the generator. He has the invoice. And we just need a generator. Chief Bear needs a generator. And I hear, how tired our chief is. And it's not because of, dealing with, the day-to-day, which I'm sure is also very tiring, dealing with an emergency and evacuation, but dealing with government is tiring. The bureaucracies is tiring. We're talking about $8 million, and that may sound like a lot to some people, but it's really not at the end of the day. When you think about how much money Canada makes off of the lands and resources of First Nations, trillions of dollars is extracted from our lands and resources every single year in different areas, different treaty areas. Right now, we are doing a study on how much is being extracted from Manitoba. We will have those numbers for you. Manitoba is making billions of dollars from resources that are being extracted every single year from the lands and resources of First Nations. We will tell you an exact number, and it's way more than $8 million. Canada and Manitoba are making money off of our lands and resources, and when one of our chiefs is asking for a generator to power his nation, you should respond accordingly. And it doesn't also just fall on Canada and Manitoba. Manitoba Hydro, you make billions of dollars off of our nation's backs every year as well. Everyone is making money, and when we're talking about returning home as nations and we need that support and $8 million is on the table, everyone turns away. That is disgusting, especially when we have, cookums, mushums, they're passing in hotels and they just want to go home. And, Grand Chief, you had mentioned people, have cried to you.
Yes.
That's so disheartening to think about people crying to go home, and yet everyone is turning their backs on Chief Bear and his nation. So today, if Canada and Manitoba Hydro, you do not respond to Chief Bear and what he is requesting, we will take next steps. We're done asking. We're done knocking on the door. If you do not respond, we will take action. So you have today to respond to Chief Bear. Miigwech.
That was prepped and planned by the leadership and the EMO. A plan that worked, that was suitable for them to return home. It's important to note that plan wasn't it wasn't initially approved by Manitoba Hydro because of their restoration plan to restore electricity. They had mentioned our plan is the way forward. But they realized quickly that their plan wasn't going to work, and they supported the plan that was brought forward by the leadership and the EMO. And the commitment was there for them, to connect, that generator, that the electricity source. Upon the approval of the purchase from Indigenous Services Canada, department, from Canada. We all know the history, in recent days, not too long ago, people from war-torn countries needed the help. Canada reached out, you come to our country, we'll help you. We got a home for you. Come here. There's financial resources for you to stay here. Yet, our communities that, Canada signed a treaty with. Hesitation. When the Minister of Indigenous Services Canada made her official visit to here in Manitoba, Grand Chief Sati and Chief Bear met with the Minister, and they got verbal commitment in that meeting. Proceed. Oh, that was 3 weeks ago. Still here. Over 100 days they've been away from home. 160 million put in the bill. That's 5% of the cost of what is being asked to be approved. 5% of the cost that's going to eliminate 100% of the problems that the people that face here and they being evacuated. It's important to note too the current members that are out in Ontario. The province of Ontario is not the extending that agreement for to house the members in their province. So they gotta come home. And where are they gonna go? And the Chief Bear said, we want to go home. You want to go home. So the plan was there. They were here to support that plan, and they did the plan that works, a plan that was designed for them, by them, and that's best suitable for their needs because they're the ones that live there. It's just that they become a jurisdictional hot potato with the system of bureaucracy. Yet the upper level of the department that ever get the green light. Yet there's still no resolve to the issue. So we're here in support, to Mathias Colomb Cree Nation. So Canada, as mentioned, you're given notice, you're expected to reply, you're expected to communicate to the leadership, and you're expected, to have a plan, for them to return home ASAP, or next steps will be taken. Thank you.